Recording. All right. So my name is Andres. This is the Baking Steel Test Kitchen. Got Chef Craig here to my right. And today we are talking, what's up, Coop? Our videographer just showed up. Today we are talking pizza, sausage pizza on a baking steel. And whether or not to cook or not to cook. What do you think? Can you do both? No, just take a couple of pictures first, and then we'll go into video like this way. We'll try to, yeah, when we make the pizza, just take a couple of pictures that way, and then we're gonna do to cook or not to cook sausage. So several years ago, by the way, prop sausage. Several years ago, we did a pizza class or demo with Kenji. You guys are familiar with Kenji over at Serious Eats, a legend in the food world. I had an opportunity to make some pizzas with him, with Joe Gatto back in like 2014. And remember we did this sausage pizza and we did it raw. And so today we're gonna kind of redo that session that we had with Kenji. And we did a blog post on it. It was really popular for us. And a lot of people loved it. And a lot of people love sausage on their pizza. And like me, before that blog post, I was always, from my fig days and beyond, always pre-cooking my meats on my pizza. Actually, we even pre-cooked our toppings on our pizza. It wasn't since the baking steel came out, almost now done a complete 360. In fact, the only thing that's pre-cooked, I think, would be caramelized onions. Yeah. That's probably the only thing I've pre-cooked because you can't really replicate that flavor in 3 or 4 minutes on the baking steel in the oven. Raw onions are cool also, but as far as that goes, right, what else would you pre-cook? Maybe some meats
or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's a whole different flavor. Mashed potatoes, you would pre-cook, right? But sliced raw potatoes go right on top, for sure. Anyway.
Back to sausage.
Back to sausage. So here's the secret to sausage. So go to your, what kind of sausage is it, Chef?
Sweet Italian.
So we went to Whole Foods this morning, Chef Craig did, and bought a sweet Italian sausage. One of our main ingredients today, and probably the star ingredient. And then we've got our 72-hour dough. We've got cheese. This is another, I saw this the other day and that reminded me to use sliced cheese. This is provolone that you basically go to the deli counter, ask for a cheese that you like and have them slice it. And we're gonna use this today on the pizza. Talk about our ingredients. Tomatoes, these are actually San Marzano. We're changing it up today because we can't get the Jersey Fresh. Jersey Fresh, if you can hear us, we need your tomatoes. But these are San Marzanos we buy at Whole Foods. They're a little bit on the chunky side, which is nice. Another ingredient we're using today is flour, not just in the dough, but for our star ingredient. And then our dough is, of course. And then our other mise en place that we do is our oven is on, preheating at 500 for the last hour or two. Got baking steel on the top and baking steel on the bottom rack at 500 degrees. And I'm preheating at 450 because I'm getting that steel really hot. But then I'm gonna switch the oven to broil. And I wanna make sure that that broiler goes on pretty quick. So that's the secret there. Preheat at 450, and then when the broiler goes on, it technically will kick in a little bit faster than if I preheated at 550 or 500, okay? So Coop, when you do the recordings too, make each segment like 10 seconds, okay? And then, of course, coffee, because coffee and pizza go hand in hand. All right, we ready, Chef?
Let's do it.
Are there any questions yet before we get into making the food?
Not pertinent yet. Not
pertinent yet? Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna get into it. I'll show you my screen and then we're gonna make a pizza. I guess first things first too is the paddle we can talk about the paddle a little bit, because this is a really important tool also, is your pizza peel. There's two kinds of peels. There's wood and there's metal. For the launch, we prefer wood because the wood whisks away some of the moisture, whereas a stainless steel one, it's almost be like a windshield wiper. It's gonna that water tends to stick, so your pizza doesn't really slide. So when I'm lubing my peel up, okay, here's my peel. I literally use a little bit of flour, okay, and semolina flour. Oops, my lid's on. So keep my lid on and sprinkle my semolina flour on. And now all I do is just kind of dust this around. That might be a little bit on the heavy side, but that's okay, because heavy is better than light. The goal is to get it off of this into the oven. The flour and the semolina flour are your ball bearings. So I get my ball bearings and then I just set this aside, okay? And now I'm gonna grab the dough. Actually, before I do that, the sausage, I'm gonna remove this from the casing, okay? So basically just slice it in half, okay? And literally just kind of, just take it out of the casing, just like this. Casing's nice for sausage, but not for pizza. I guess the other way to do it would be to slice them really thin with the casing on. But once I get these little chunks of sausage, I'm gonna break this up a little bit, because I don't like big chunks on my pizza. Maybe some of you do. I'm gonna show you my next trick, all right? Let me just wash my hands up quick. Get on the other side too. On that side. Close-ups, blend with it. Yeah. Come on this side, baby. No? Up to you. All right. So for the sausage, and I've got flour, okay? And I've broken my sausage up into little pieces. What I'm gonna do now with the sausage, I'm gonna kind of lightly coat it in the flour, okay? All my little pieces. And this is going on raw. I'm gonna repeat, raw sausage on pizza, okay? Because we're gonna cook it when it goes in the oven. I'm just lightly coating. I could season this flour too, by the way, if I wanted to salt it up a little bit. I've just got a little bit of salt in there. All right, and I'm just lightly coating it all. And I'm only using one sausage here. Feel free to use as many as you'd like. But our mantra is always less is more. Want to get any of this? Good. Close up. Okay, and I've got all my sausage now, right? Mise en place. I'm gonna keep that to the side. I'm done. Just like that, lightly coated. Now, the reason we lightly coat our sausage is because it's gonna help it brown a little bit. And this is a Kenji trick. What we think is happening, it's just gonna help it crisp up a little bit and helps it cook almost in a faster pace, right? Than if we didn't flour it up first. So we don't have really large chunks of sausage here. They're pretty small. So it's thinner, so it's gonna cook a little bit faster this way. Just keep that in mind. You want to put like huge chunks of sausage, because then there's no way that sausage can cook all the way through in that 3 or 4 minutes. So really light, a light coating of flour and salt. You could even use pepper if you'd like, all right? Now, for the dough, let me get some different flour. Flour up my workstation, okay? Let me grab a piece of dough. I'll flour this up a little bit here. My dough goes right into the flour. This is a 260 gram, 170 gram piece of dough today. It's actually like a 5-day dough. I just pick up both sides, okay? And I lightly just kind of press it up. You can see it's gonna feel like a cloud. And I might want to pick it up once to make sure it doesn't stick. But then I'm just going to continue lightly pressing it up. And it really feels amazing. You guys feel that, Chef? You see that? Isn't that beautiful?
It is very nice. Those bubbles.
Look at those bubbles. Can you guys get a good glimpse of those bubbles? You get some of those, Coop? It's pretty. Awesome. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick it up and just put it on the back of my knuckles, just like this. And working around the perimeter, I'm going to let gravity do all the work here. So I kind of give it like almost like a little shake down. I'm working consistently around and giving it a shake. And next what I'm going to do, I think I'm about done. I'm going to place this onto my paddle. All right. And let me just give this thing a clean sweep here. A little Zamboni, my workstation. You guys can see this. You guys can see this. This dough on here. It really looks spectacular. Got some incredible textures going on and bubbles and different heights. Before I do anything else, I'm gonna give this thing a little shake to make sure it slides like a hockey puck. That's critical. If it doesn't slide, I gotta pick up that area that's not gonna slide and just stick some more flour underneath it, okay? And just make sure it slides. Boom, just like a puck. Isn't that gorgeous? Agreed? Any questions, Chef? Should we pause, or is this a good place to stop for a second?
You can do a couple questions.
All right, let's do a couple of questions before we get into topping this thing.
Why not cornmeal?
Ooh, great question. All right, so we've used cornmeal. What we have found at 500 degrees, if you haven't made cornmeal, it's literally ground up corn. And personally, I don't like corn on the bottom of my pizza. So that's one reason we avoid it. But secondly, is it tends to burn faster than like semolina flour or regular flour on your steel. And remember, less is more on your peel, but the first goal is to get it into the oven. So it needs to be sliding off. And we found this to be the best combo. It's all you can have is cornmeal, sure, fine. But personally, I just don't use it. Don't recommend it either.
Setting of your oven is convection.
Ooh, yes. I'm supposed to be repeating these questions. I'm sorry. The first question was, do I use cornmeal why don't I use cornmeal on my peel? And the answer was, I do not. I prefer flour and semolina flour. The next question here was, do we have convection on our oven? And if we do we use it? That answer is always undoubtedly yes. If I have convection, I use it. That's just a fan in the back of the oven that blows and makes constant airflow in your oven. It keeps it at much even temperature versus not having convection. So yes.
What is the hydration level?
The question was, what is the hydration level of our pizza dough? Hydration level is the amount of water that goes into the dough mixture. And this hydration is 70%, which is a little bit on the high end for pizza makers. But it's not a beginner's dough. It's, it's 3-day fermented. Call it what the pros use. Legends use it.
If you have a regular and an MC, what's the position in the oven?
Ooh, good question. So if I have 2 steels in my oven and they're 2 different thicknesses, I would likely lean towards putting my thicker version on the bottom steel, bottom rack. Reason is it's going to help that bottom crust micro amounts. Typically, I've got 2 1/4 inches in my ovens, and believe me, I could have any ones I'd like. I just like the 1/4 inch, but if I did a thicker one, it would go on the bottom. And that's my personal preference.
What wooden peel do you recommend?
Ooh, another great question. What wooden peel do we recommend? So we have our peels that we designed with this company called the Baker's Board, made in the USA, which to us is really important. So we researched these and found one that we love, and we love cherry wood. These are thicker, so these are not cheap. They're very expensive for peels. I think they're $49 on our site, but they're awesome. So it's wood, it's cherry wood, and I recommend ours over any other ones that we've seen. Believe me, if we make different ones, we would, but these are awesome.
Last one before cooking.
Okay.
Do you adjust the oven temp when using convection?
I do not. Great question. So do I adjust the oven temperature when we're cooking? 100% no. And I don't care if I'm making cookies or I don't know who invented that? These oven manufacturers came out with this idea that because it's more even temperature, we don't want to use the temperature that was created. Well, typically when people are making recipes, they're making something over and over and over again. They know what the temperature should be. So do not adjust the temperature, whether it be convection or not. Just keep it where it is. That answer that? Yeah, awesome. All right, back to pizza making. All right, you ready? Let's do this. So now I've been paused for a few minutes. Getting back to this dough, I'm gonna give it another little jiggle. Make sure it's still loose on here. Make sure it's sliding like a hockey puck. That's critical, okay? Using San Marzano sauce. I might even change this up a bit. I'm gonna do a little different here. I'm gonna do a different dance than I usually do. I'm gonna dress this up a little differently, feeling artistic today. I'm gonna put my sausage down. Actually, I'm gonna put my oven. I'm actually pausing before I do anything else. Quick note, I'm switching the oven to broil. As I'm making this pizza now, I think I'm gonna make this in about 2 or 3 minutes. That broiler should be on. So back to this. Sausage goes on. I'm taking some small chunks, just kind of spreading out randomly on the crust. You can see, not a lot, less is more. That's my sauce. I'm gonna give it a little jiggle. It's still loose on here. You might wanna press those in just a little bit so they don't fall off. Chef, will you cut up actually I can do it. Oh, cheese too, what am I doing? Oh, guys, back up, time out. Who started this? I'm gonna remove the sausage. I forgot, I got cheese. I'm doing a different cheese than usual. Forget that idea, all right? Back to this, I'm going the cheese. I forgot I'm using slices, provolone. These are awesome, by the way. But see my slices? I'm gonna place these right on the dough itself. I'm gonna cover the entire pizza. These are really thin. You can see how thin these are. Now I can go back to my sausage, all right? Place my sausage on. We would have cut to a commercial break if that was live. Go to commercial. Got my sauce on here. My sauce, I'm not gonna put it evenly. I'm just gonna kind of put like dollops of sauce, just for fun, just to change it up. How many dollops does it take to make a pizza? Right? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I'm actually happy with that. Now for my, I'm gonna slice a jalapeno to get some color on this thing. So I'm gonna take a nice jalapeno and just really grab some. And drop these on top. Boom, boom, boom. I always try to use odd numbers of ingredients. 3, 6, 7. I got 7 pieces of tomatoes. I've got 9 pieces of sausage. So now before I do anything else, I'm gonna give it a shake again. My dough is still loose, it's still sliding like a hockey puck. I'm gonna peek into my oven and guess what? My broiler is on, our trick worked. So back of my peel goes to the back of the steel and just shake it up. Close your oven. Because my broiler is on, I'm gonna go to my timer, 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, I'm gonna open the oven up, give it a peek, make sure that pizza isn't like too dark on top, and then maybe rotate it, and then turn the broiler off for the remaining 2 minutes. Now our pizza should be done. Any more questions? Let's get to them.
What about a super peel?
Good question. Super peel, awesome. So super peel is this really cool product. It's a peel. It's got, I think, canvas on it or some kind of material on it to help you get it into the oven. I think it's actually very cool. Personally, I'm more, I guess, traditionalist. I like wood peels. It just feels better to me, but yeah, that's a cool product. It's a good idea.
Why did you put it on the upper steel first?
I went upper steel because I have the broiler on, remember? And now I'm getting that direct heat from the broiler to the steel and that pizza. And I'm gonna get color on top. And once the color is on top, I can turn the broiler off for the remaining 2 minutes, and we'll be done.
How about adding olive oil?
Yeah, great question. You could put it on before, you could put it on afterwards. I prefer mine after. Personal choice. Although it's nice on the plain cheese, squirt some oil on there first. Do whatever you're feeling.
Can you show an oven shot when you're done?
Yes, we're gonna get a close up. In fact, this is, we have about 30 seconds left. The broiler is off. I think it just went off. Yeah, the broiler's off now, so we can actually go over there and take a peek. Let's take a peek. I'm gonna open up, as you can see here. Shout out to Monogram for these beautiful ovens. Want to get on this side, Coop? All right, let's take a peek at this. Wow, this looks amazing, by the way. Look at that crust. You guys see that? So I've got some pretty good color on top. I'm gonna rotate this a little bit. You can see. I'm gonna turn the broiler off so it doesn't go back on because we don't want any more color on top. You can see the bottom is almost there. It's getting closer. After 2 more minutes, this thing's gonna be ideal and done. I could move it to the bottom steel, which is now gonna be pretty hot as well, but we'll keep it up there. It's fine. Sorry, phone call. Pause. It's the president. So 2 more minutes, and this thing will be done. So I'm gonna probably take it out at like 3.5 minutes because I think it looks pretty awesome. You get some good pictures of that. Look good, huh? Smells amazing, doesn't that, Chef?
Yes, Impossible Burger sausage.
Ooh, good idea. Vegan Impossible Burger. Brilliant idea. Haven't done it yet. Have we? Did we do that? We did Impossible Burger smash burgers. But I don't think we did a pizza version. No, it's a good idea. Great thinking.
Dough recipe.
Ooh, the dough recipe. 72-hour dough recipe will be on the follow-up email-ish. We'll link to a page that has it on there. Highly recommend it. It's the only way.
Dough?
This was a 270-gram dough ball. I had some extra dough this morning, 4 and 5 days. Actually, I'm sorry. It was like 7 days old, so I reballed it up to kind of revitalize it. And it really looks amazing. Incredible vibrancy on it.
I are going to use it.
Yes. We got a new one. We'll link to this too, I think. We can link to this in our follow-up email. Amazon, we'll show you which one it is. They do come in handy, especially in the beginning. You're just learning the ropes of steel cooking. They come in real handy. All right, so it's been 3.5 minutes. I'm just gonna take a peek at this thing. Oh, that looks unbelievable. Just about done. Want to get a picture of that thing? Oh, awesome. My cameraman. All right, let's take it out. Hot. Be careful. Don't touch hot pizza. You guys can see this. This is about 3 minutes. That sausage looks awesome, right? And the crust itself looks amazing underneath. See how crispy this is? Like really firm. It's got all the elements of awesomeness. Can you guys see this? I'll try to hold it up a little bit. Looks really good. Smells really amazing. And now I could take some Parm Reggiano. I could finish it with a little bit of olive oil like someone had asked and slice it up, take a couple of pictures for Instagram. And this thing is off to the races. It looks beautiful, gorgeous. What do you guys think? Good? Yep. Thumbs up. Yeah, they like it. Yeah, you like it, Coop? Good. Cool. All right, let's get back to some more questions.
I want to know if the sausage can cook in 3 minutes from raw.
Yeah, because don't forget, we made really small pieces of sausage. I could actually take a piece off here. It's got cheesiness to it. Cut into it here. I mean, it's definitely cooked. Our pieces are so small. And don't forget, that was like 3.5, 4 minutes of a cook time. Plenty of time on there to cook. But watch it. You know, that's one area where you want to, you don't want to eat raw sausage. I don't think it's good for you. It's lunch. But smaller chunks, right, helps it cook faster. Anybody else?
Why not basil instead of jalapenos?
Ooh, I mean, it was a really good. I actually had a jalapeno in the refrigerator. Thought I'd slice it up today and use it. I like the contrast of colors, but basil was our second choice. Someone, by the way, asked why not basil and why jalapeno. So it was really a dealer's choice, what we had available.
See the bottom of the pizza.
Oh, see the bottom. Okay, the bottom of the pizza. Boom. Gorgeous. See that? Yeah, good. Awesome. Anybody else?
That's it.
That's it. Awesome. Well, you guys rocked. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed the show. Comment. We're gonna put this. We'll put this up back on Facebook and on Instagram, YouTube later. Any questions or comments, please, drop them below. Email us anytime. You guys rock. We could not do this without you. We are super grateful. Thank you. And next, we'll be working on some guests. Awesome. Thanks, guys.